Let's slow down for a moment. Right now, everything feels still, but Earth is spinning constantly at incredible speed. And we don't feel it because everything moves together. Now, let me ask you something. If all of that suddenly stopped, what do you think would happen? In everyday life, stopping feels ordinary. Cars stop, fans stop, clocks stop, but planets don't. At least, not gently, because Earth carries momentum. And momentum means this: anything that's moving wants to keep moving. If Earth stopped instantly, the ground would freeze in place. But everything above it would keep moving forward. Not the oceans, not the air, not us. Picture that for a moment. What would survive? A world that stops beneath your feet? Earth's most active systems are not the land. They are air and water. The atmosphere would not stop. The oceans would not stop. Supersonic winds would sweep the surface. Water would surge across continents. What we call natural disasters today are small compared to these forces. Now let's look at something quieter. If Earth stopped spinning, day and night would stop too. One side would face the sun forever. The other side would never see light again. Endless day, endless night. Could you live without mornings or sunsets? Earth's climate depends on movement. When that movement stops, balance disappears. Heat becomes trapped. Cold becomes permanent. Plants struggle. Animals retreat. Life doesn't vanish loudly. It pulls back, slowly, into places where stability still exists. Would humans survive? Probably, for a time, but not the way we live now. Cities would lose meaning. Surface life would become dangerous. So ask yourself this: do we control our planet, or do we simply live within its limits? After the chaos fades, Earth would search for a new balance. Much of the planet would freeze, but not completely. Deep below the ice, liquid water could remain. And where water exists, life often finds a way. Quiet, hidden, persistent. Earth's rotation helps sustain its magnetic field. That invisible shield protects us from radiation and cosmic particles. If rotation stopped, that shield would weaken. Not suddenly, but inevitably. What would Earth look like without its protection? In a world without rotation, time loses meaning. No sunrise, no sunset. Human minds depend on rhythm. Light, darkness, rest. Without them, we would have to invent time. But would it ever feel real? Earth is spinning. You don't feel it. But life depends on it. Some of the most powerful forces work silently. And maybe the most important lesson is this: we don't control Earth. We live within the balance it allows. There's something fascinating about motion. When movement is constant, the human body stops noticing it. We feel change, not speed. That's why Earth can spin so fast and still feel perfectly still. Our senses evolved to survive sudden changes, not steady motion. So when Earth moves smoothly, our brains stay quiet. But that silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. In physics, there's a simple rule. A moving object wants to keep moving. That includes your body. If the ground stopped instantly, your body would not agree. Bones, muscles, organs, everything would resist that sudden stop. Not because something went wrong, but because physics never takes sides. We often think of the sky as empty, but it isn't. The atmosphere has mass, it has weight, and it has speed. Right now, the air above you is moving with the planet. If Earth stopped, the sky itself would become a force, invisible but devastating. Water remembers motion longer than land. Oceans don't stop quickly. They carry momentum across vast distances. If Earth stopped spinning, the oceans would continue moving long after the ground had frozen. Entire coastlines would vanish, not in waves, but in walls of moving water. Earth isn't a perfect sphere. Its rotation stretches it slightly, wider at the equator. If rotation stopped, the planet would slowly change shape. Mountains would shift. The crust would adjust. Even the ground beneath us would need time to accept stillness. In a motionless world, the sun would stop moving across the sky. It would freeze in place. No rising, no setting, just one endless position. Time, as we know it, would lose its most ancient reference. Between endless day and endless night, a narrow zone would exist. Not bright, not dark, a place of balance. If life survived anywhere on the surface, it would be here, always near the edge, always adapting. Humans would try to solve this. We always do. Artificial light, artificial gravity, artificial schedules. But every solution would depend on energy. And energy, in a broken world, is never guaranteed. People would remember how the sky used to move, how shadows once changed, how evenings arrived naturally. Those memories would become stories, and stories would replace experience. What makes Earth special isn't violence, it's consistency, a steady spin, a reliable rhythm, a quiet balance. When that balance breaks, everything else must adapt or disappear. Earth doesn't announce its motion, it simply continues. And life, in all its complexity, depends on that quiet persistence. Perhaps the greatest illusion is believing stability is permanent. In reality, it is always earned, every second.